Hello and welcome to the next YouTube video on my channel. I am Roman and this is part 4 of the video series Chess Strategy and Tactics. Today's topic is the limitation, also called the restriction, of the movement of the chess pieces. If you're also interested in the other topics, like for example the comparative strength of chess pieces or how to evaluate positions correctly in chess, feel free to check out the videos linked in the video description after you have finished this video, and don't forget to subscribe. So the first limitation of the movement of chess pieces, of course of your opponent's chess pieces, is the simple and obvious blocking. A chess piece blocks another one in form of a barrier or a fence. In the position that you can see right now here on the chessboard, it's very important whose move the next one is. Because if the next move will be played by the black chess pieces, then they'll just capture white's pawn here on g7 with the rook, and they will be up 2 pawns up in terms of points of material, and your opponent will be easily able to win this game with checkmate in the following moves. But if it's white's move, then they play the great move, which is bishop to f8, completely blocking this black rook here on g8. Because now he can't capture the white pawn on g7 anymore, because, well, it's defended by our bishop here, but it also can't capture our bishop because it is defended by our pawn. So these two chess pieces by white here, the bishop and the pawn, are defending each other and completely blocking the rook, since the rook can't move diagonal on the chessboard because, well, he is the bishop. And yes, he also can't escape on h8 because here our pawn would just capture him and transform into a queen and win the game. So therefore this rook here on g8 now became completely useless, and therefore white will also be able to win this game in the following moves because, well, they're just standing better now because this rook is not doing anything anymore. The second example for a limitation of the movement of chess pieces are the so-called cut-off squares. The movement of a chess piece is often restricted when the square on which it wants to move is targeted or controlled by a chess piece from the opponent's army. In the position that you can see right now here in the chessboard, it may seem that even if the next move will be made by the black chess pieces, white will still win one of these two pawns with the knight. But that's just not right, because after pawn to b6 attacking the knight, and the knight captures our pawn here on a6, well, now he has one of our pawns. But now we have to play the great and crazy move, which is bishop to d6. Because now all of these squares on which the white knight could have moved before the bishop moved on d6 became cut-off squares. He just can't move on b8, on c7, on c5, and not on b4 because they're all controlled by our very strong bishop here on d6. And therefore, after a little king walk, like king to d7, king to c6, king to b7, and king captures knight on a6, like this, you have just seen black will be able to capture the white knight and win it because of the cut-off squares made by our bishop here on d6. The third example of a restriction is actually just pretty simple again. It's just a defended chess piece. If one of your chess pieces is defending another one of your army, then in most of the cases on the chessboard it cannot just move away because, well, it's defending another chess piece. That's very important. This may seem a bit complicated now, but let's just take a look at a little example again. In the position that you can see right now on the chessboard, the obvious winning move for black is to play pawn to c5, attacking our knight here on d4. And here there's a little problem, because the knight here can't just escape from the attack without any problems. Because if he escapes, for example, on c2, then, well, this bishop here on e6 isn't defended anymore, and black will be able to capture it with the king. Therefore, you'll lose either the bishop or the knight, both worth 3 points of material, which is very bad for you. In most of the cases, or sometimes, not in most of the cases, only sometimes, you can make a check in between. For example, play check with bishop to with knight to f5, and then escape with the bishop when the king moves away. But in this position this is not working because the king can just instantly capture our bishop here on e6 because, well, they're standing close to each other. And now I also come to my last example of a limitation of the movement of chess pieces, which is definitely the most interesting and difficult one because it's a pin. In the position that you can see right now on the chessboard, we have two diagonal pins. The black bishop here on d5 is pinned by our bishop on c4. That means that he cannot move away because if he would, it would be check. So this is an illegal move. But white also has an pinned chess piece, and that's obviously our queen here on e4. It's not only pinned by the black bishop on d5, but also by the black queen here on b7. But a way more interesting example of the pin is the following one. Here the black rook on h6 and the white queen on h5 are staring and pinning each other. That's really a crazy position. But here in this position, white has to continue with the crazy rook sacrifice by playing rook to h8 with check, leaving the black king only with the option to capture the rook because, well, there aren't any other moves. So this is just a full sacrifice of a rook on which we capture our opponent's rook here on h6. And now here is the very important and even more interesting pin than the pin between the queen and the rook in the position before. Because here black can't capture our queen with the pawn from g6 because it is pinned by our bishop here on e5, and therefore the black king is forced to escape now on g8, on which we capture the g7 pawn with checkmate. This was it already with this video in which I have shown you all of the types of how to limit or how to restrict the movement of your opponent's chess pieces. I really hope that you liked the video. If you liked it, feel free to leave a like there, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to check out the videos linked in the video description about the other parts, part 1, part 2 and part 3. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.